Hello. Okay, today we're gonna start by reviewing our heart words for this week. You don't need your cards. I have mine, so we're gonna read them from mine, okay? We have the heart word what. And we said the only tricky part here is the t. The A doesn't sound like itself, does it? It sounds like in this word. What? Our next heart word is aw. This has two tricky parts. Aw, that doesn't sound like a. It makes a different sound in this word. It sounds like aw, Then we have our double letters. We know that double letters, twin letters make one sound. Aw, all. Then we have were. The tricky part here is were. And then we have the word we, e. The tricky part here is the e. It doesn't sound like itself. We. And then we have the word when. The tricky part, well, there is no tricky part here. It is when. We know that the W and the H sounds like when. Okay, boys and girls, for the next part, you're gonna need your folder. Sorry about that. You're gonna need your heart word folder, which is your teal. We're gonna turn to page 2 in your heart word folder. And we're gonna need 2 crayons. We're gonna need red and blue. Okay, for this, we're gonna look for the tricky parts in our words, and just like we do the little hearts in our cards, we're gonna be doing that in our words. Okay, so the directions are a little bit scratched out, but it says, look carefully at your new heart words. Trace the regular sound with blue. So if it makes its regular sound, we're going to color it blue. And if it has a tricky part, then we're going to color it red. Okay, so let's look at our words. We have words from this week, and then we have words from last week also. Okay, we have the word what. What? What's the tricky part in the word what? The tricky part is the So we're going to color that part red. What? And then the other parts are regular. They sound like they regularly would. WH sounds like what. And the T sounds like t. What? Then we have the word all. All. The word all is all tricky. All. All. It's all tricky because the A doesn't sound like itself, does it? And we have twin letters. All right. Then we have the word. Where did it go? We has a tricky part at the E. E doesn't sound like itself. In this word, it sounds like E, and the W does sound like itself. We. Okay, our next word says where. Air. So this part is not tricky. We know it sounds like And then this part is tricky. It sounds like air. Where? Then we have the word when. This has no tricky parts. We know that WH sounds like when. Alrighty. Then we have the word an. An. An has no tricky parts. We can sound it out. An. 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 No tricky parts. Then we have the word do. Do. D. Sounds like itself. Then we have a tricky part in ooh. Ooh does not sound like itself. Then we have come. Come. What parts sound like themselves? K. Does that sound like itself? No. Does that sound like itself? Yes. And then the E makes no sound, so it doesn't sound like itself. Then we have the word which. Which. Which has no tricky parts. We know that WH sounds like w. I sounds like I, and CH sounds like ch. Which. Which. And last but not least, we have she. She. Alrighty. She. The first part's not tricky. We know that SH sounds like sh. Uh-oh. Then we have a tricky part. E. Sh. E. She. Alrighty, guys. That is it for your high frequency word practice for today. If you want to add some words down here, you can add some words that you think you might still need to practice, okay?